Today we have a fun video. Hopefully it's informative. The video, you ask, how much of a difference does 1 inch of barrel length make to the velocity of 380 ammo? Now, many people today are carrying 380s that would be in the pocketable range, like say a 2.7 inch barrel, 2.8 inch barrel, like maybe this Kimber Micro 380 has with its 2.7 inch, 5 inch barrel, 2.75 inch barrel. That'll be our first firearm today. In the middle, 3.4 inch barrel of our Glock G42. It might be 3.2 inch. I'll put the number on screen, I forget. And then rounding it out, the 3.8-ish inch barrel of our Beretta 84 BB. The ammos we'll be testing today will be Federal 95 grain full metal jacket. This will be their range target practice ammo. And then to represent a self-defense personal protection ammo, we have one we've tested quite a bit on the channel, the Hornady Critical Defense with the 90 grain FTX, kind of like a ballistic tip bullet. So nothing to it but to do it, starting with our Kimber Micro 380, top left hand 3 inch target out there at 7 yards. We don't really care about the target so much today as the velocity, but we're going to show you the target because we can. So here we go. Doppler's running. I'm going to do 10 shots. Hopefully I find a good song to accompany the ballistics test, or I should say velocity test. Here we go. Glock G42 in the middle. Here we go. The top middle target. Ooh, we've only got 3 on the Doppler. It's 10. And finally, our 84 BB. All 10 on there. And now the Hornady critical defense test. Again, starting with the Kimber Micro 380, bottom left target this time. Let's crunch the numbers, starting with the federal range target and practice ammo. For our Micro 380 and G42, the 2.75 versus 3.25 inch barrel battle, exactly a half-inch difference. The numbers are so close that we're going to consider them identical. Add in the Beretta 84 BB and its 3.8 inch barrel, which is just over another half-inch barrel length added, and expectations finally met reality. We finally see the higher velocity numbers we expected. For our Hornady critical defense, at first glance, the Micro 380 and G42 numbers look different, but again, they're so close to one another that for all intents and purposes, they're the same to us. And in similar fashion, what we saw with our practice ammo, when the 84 BP is again added to the mix, we see notably higher velocity numbers compared to the shorter barreled pistols. It may seem odd to see what we'll call no velocity difference between the 2 3/4 and 3 1/4 inch barrels. Maybe it was just the weather. Or was it? Looking at the ammo test table found at our website, TheBaconNation.com, if we look at, say, the Hornady ammo test, the majority of the velocity results are in that upper 800 to low 900s range. Hellcat numbers aside, we don't see a notable increase in velocity until we get into that 3 3/4 inch barrel range. The numbers we got today, which aren't in that table yet, are consistent with the numbers which are in that table. The velocity results today tell a story fit for Shrek level innuendo. Depending on which side of the inch you found yourself on today, that half inch might or might not matter. You could almost say it's not the length of the barrel, but the placement of the shot that matters, at least when it comes to the 3 1/4 inch or less barrel length gang. The closer you get to that 3 3/4 inch or 4 inch range, and the more likely you are to get higher velocity numbers. So does an inch longer barrel on a 380 pistol make a difference? Well, for most ammos we tested today, the answer was absolutely. Does a half inch barrel length difference matter? Well, that one's a more solid maybe, but I'll let your significant other be the judge of that. And that seems like the perfect spot to end today's video. If you enjoyed today's presentation, like it, share it with your friends and family, maybe drop a comment down there. Those things are free, and they really help the channel greatly. If you'd like to help make more of these videos in the future, look into becoming a member. Fred and I really appreciate you getting this far. Thanks for watching, and as always, have a nice night.
Now I'm going to need all of you in the Bacon Nation to have a seat right over there.
Did I get it? Yeah.
10 yards.
I'm thankful for you. I appreciate everything you do. So stay safe, stay healthy, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I'll see you on the TV. And, take care of Fred and Corey when you can. You know what it is.